Hey everybody, how's it going this week? Got a solo episode. Having some internet issues here with me and Travis. I think the internet cable between Vietnam, Hong Kong, and the US was cut this week, so things are a little bit slow. And so it'll just be me talking about email marketing today. So everyone knows they should be doing more email marketing, whether that's getting more subscribers, segmenting your list, sending out something every week. But usually it's put aside because there are plenty of other things to do, and I'm completely guilty of this myself too. So there's also a catch-22 where you don't do any email marketing because you don't have a list, and you don't have a list so you don't do any email marketing. And that also makes it hard to justify throwing more money or energy at it because, the ROI is still a big question mark when the list is small, usually under 100, even maybe 500 plus. So it's easy to just put up a discount code, say join our newsletter, and just call it a day while you work on some other stuff. Recently I had a chat with a friend about this. We were talking about traffic in the store. And every conversation I have naturally just shifts to business if we ever meet in person, just kind of the nature of people I hang out with and kind of what we're always thinking about in our heads too. So the key we were talking about is that most people aren't ready to buy right away when they visit your site for the first time. Not everyone's ready to do that because maybe they're on a commute, they saw you on Facebook, they're playing, Xbox somewhere, and they just happen to check their Facebook and they'll think, hey, I'll come back later and figure out who these guys are. It's also kind of a normal thing to do in life if you think about it. When you go to the grocery store, sometimes you wander around. Before you buy, say, peanuts, you think about the costs and benefits. Well, I can have almonds, cashews, Snickers, whatever. What other options do you have? Maybe you can go healthier. Maybe you can go junk food. Do you really need this product? What are you going to, how many peanuts are you going to eat in a day or in a week usually? Is it just an occasional snack? Do you eat it every day? Like this, you eat it with beer, things like that. So these are things that go in through the people's heads as they go through the buying cycle. And sometimes they're doing it off-site when they're not at your site. And so if you're not capturing emails and counting on them to remember to come back, there's really not much you can do besides hope that they actually do. And with in this day and age with so many distractions, YouTube, social media, all this stuff, it's not really a good proposition to expect people to come back just because they can remember you, or even if they do. So what this means is you want to have control over the destiny of your business, and you want to have a way of communication that you own, not dependent on other platforms. And usually this is through email, like kind of the most basic bare bones of every internet software out there. You have to sign up with an email, right? So say you have these tools that you can sign up with Facebook. Well, when you sign up with Facebook, you need an email, right? Anything on the internet now. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Maybe the use case will change in the next few years, but email is still the backbone of a lot of communication online. And kind of at a higher level, if you look at the entire sales funnel, email is kind of more in the middle. And so if you have a leak there where people are leaking and they're not giving you the contact information, the more you dump traffic at it, whether it's AdWords, content marketing, Pinterest ads, Facebook ads, remarketing, people are still leaving and dropping off. So there's still something that needs to be plugged. And if you're already doing pretty well, chances are money's being left on the table if this part of the funnel isn't being plugged too. So it's kind of like being in a bathtub and there's a leak or a crack somewhere and you keep dumping more water in the faucet hoping that the water stays in, but you should just plug it and then all your water will stay inside and you'll have a nice bath. Alright, so let's go back to the chicken and egg problem of email marketing, where you don't do any email marketing because you don't have a list, and you can't do any email marketing because you don't have a list. So the solution to this is actually to first grow your list, and this means beyond subscribe to our newsletter or an X% off code. These are kind of commoditized offers across the board, and you see them a lot across many stores. And I think in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't provide much value. If you're just giving a discount, and when they can get 10%, 20% off anywhere else too, it's kind of not that cool of an offer. And you got to remember that asking for someone's email is a transaction. You're asking them to give you something without giving something much in return. So you got to give before you can take. And when someone visits your websites, what do they want? They want value. They want answers. They want something for free. So what can you provide that's so valuable that they want you to email to them? And this is actually quite simple. For the longest time, I kind of struggled with this too. And the nutshell answer is to just find topics and questions that people care about and answer them. So a lot of this comes down to how smart your research is. And this kind of boils down into 3 parts, and it kind of just takes 15-20 minutes to get a good idea that I'll explain right here. So number 1, what are people discussing on Reddit, forums, and message boards? So most of these ecosystems have their own user kind of base that can upvote and downvote total replies of threads. And basically the most popular topics and the most kind of important ones tend to float to the top, whether that's more engagement, more replies, more views, more interest, banned accounts, things like that. These are all signals that you should look out for when you're researching what topics you want to talk about for your content. And second is what content is being shared over and over. So when someone shares content on social media, it's actually a reflection of their identity. So if I share something about animal rescues because these dog and cats need help, it's important to me that I let my friends know that I care about this and I want them to know that they can offer their help or do something about this too. So, for example, a big way to figure out this is to look on Pinterest. A lot of Pinterest stuff has infographics on there, like 7 ways to kind of do this, 10 ways to DIY this. So, if you're seeing an infographic with a lot of repins, comments, relikes, usually that's a pretty good topic to kind of expand on because people are already talking about it, they're already sharing it, and kind of the signals are there. Or the third way is to find out what questions are people asking online. A good place to look for this is Quora. So Quora is a Q&A place where you need to have an account to sign up and you need to verify kind of your expertise before you can answer. So whereas like before on the internet you had like Yahoo Questions, things like that, they're kind of questionable, but the idea is that if someone's frustrated enough to make a new thread or question about something, some other people might be interested too, and you just got to see what are the most upvoted ones, most popular ones, and the ones that you should take inspiration from to repurpose into your own content. All right, so once you have an idea of what people are discussing, what they're sharing, and what questions they're asking, you can copy all of these headlines into a new file on your Google Drive, text edit, phone, whatever. And once you got that, you can then repurpose that into a case study, success story, how-to guide, cheat sheet, checklist, white paper, calculator, tool, templates, anything, and then you kind of give that away in exchange for the email. Now, I don't know if this is going to work exactly for every niche, but the thing is that you've been smart with your research, you covered your bases, these are all topics that people care about. You can even throw in your customer service emails, common questions, FAQs as another source of ideas, because if you're answering these questions ahead of time, it reduces your support costs and your friction in the sales funnel too. And since you know that these are topics people have posted about, asked about, and shared online, if you're targeting the right traffic with the same demographic, they should be engaged in this type of content too. So next week I'll also have a post that walks you through kind of researching these topics on each platform with screenshots, guides, and kind of the way to do it, the way I do it. Just in case you're listening to this on audio, you don't remember this, and you can't kind of jot notes and you're in the car or something like that. So stay tuned for that. Now, if you don't have the time, here's my offer, kind of a new service we're testing out. We'll make an opt-in for you free of charge. That means we'll research, create, publish, and kind of integrate it with your MailChimp, Aweber, whatever kind of opt-in service you have too. So we'll do this, no strings attached, free of charge. There's only a few criteria we have to kind of move forward with this. We need a store to have 5,000 visitors plus a month, and to have a conversion rate of at least 1 to 2%, if not better. And the math is set like this because we're testing a new service to convert, say, 5% of your visitors a day to join your list. So that's, say, maybe 160 to 200 visitors a day. If you're at the range we're looking for, that's 250 emails a month, 3,000 emails a year. And out of those emails, if we can convert 10% of that into sales, that's roughly 20 to 30 orders per month, 300 per year. I don't know your average sale price for your store, but if you do the math, you can quickly get a ballpark ROI on this too. Of 20 orders, how much is that worth to you, and how much can you put back into this process to do segmentation, more email marketing, set up autoresponders, things like that too. So we're kind of just testing this out with a few stores to see if we can really nail down the value proposition of retuning our opt-in, getting this email list built up before we actually work on the email list and to do other things too. So if you're interested, go to buildmyonlinestore.com, look on the sidebar, there's a link where you can fill out a form and then give me some information about your store to see if kind of it makes sense for us to move forward with this. So check it out. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.